Hello, my name is Nolan Bargum, and I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this podcast episode pitch with you. For starters, I'd like to present that my idea would be a podcast about fantasy football and the rest of the 2024 season. So, as most of you know, tonight marks the start of week 11 of the 2024 NFL and the NFL fantasy football season, which means that there's only 3 more weeks in the regular season before fantasy football playoffs begin, and people are trying to make that final jump into those playoff spots. So essentially what I'm going to try to do today is help give all the information needed for whether you're in first place trying to keep that number 1 seed, or if you're in last place trying to make a comeback to the last playoff seed in time. I'm here to present that information that'll help you get there. So as of right now, there are currently at least 15 very notable players that are on the injured reserve within the 2024 NFL regular season. That's including many of top 10 receivers and running backs, including Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice, Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin, Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco. And those are just among many of the notable stars on the IR. On top of that, we've got many high performers that have been performing bad. There's many situations going on among the NFL, such as quarterback situations, stuff like that. Anthony Richardson's back in. And with that, I would just like to present all of that information and maybe help get a couple heads back in the game. Because, there's a lot of money on the line in some of these leagues. Now, I know that the common demographic of your guys' platform is typically people of really any age, honestly, because sports, you can watch sports from any age, you can know about sports, you can bet on sports from 21 up from that aspect, but fantasy football, you can download and play from any age with your friends, family, coworkers, anyone across the country. You can join random leagues too. But I think some people's most favorite aspect of fantasy football is the money that goes into it. So from my perspective, being young, I'm very into sports. I pay so much attention to stats. I'm from LA. LA sports are my thing, but I pay attention to all sports all across the board, every team, all stats, all fantasy, and all bets. So I would like to introduce the fact that I have been participating in fantasy football leagues since I was 7 years old, and in every single league for the last 12 years, I have never not made it to the championship game. And essentially, all of that comes from good strategy, good ball knowledge, knowing my situations and everything that will be going on. Essentially, I pay attention every week. I know who to start, who to sit. It's very important to know what's going on around the league, which is why I think it's a good idea for me to come out and tell everyone about all these situations and all the stuff that they don't see behind the scenes and the things that they need to know before setting their lineup this week. Like I said, I've made it to the championship game. I've won my championship many times. I've made a lot of money through fantasy football. I've got a lot of friends in my fantasy leagues. I plan to have a couple of my friends from my fantasy league, maybe a couple of the past year's champions, come in and give their takes on what you could do. We're also going to talk about our top bets of the week, our top parlays, as well as our top sits, top booms, top busts, all the jazz. Anything you can think of for this week, it will be in this podcast. Now, I would like to thank you all very much for giving me the opportunity to present this pitch to you guys. It means a lot, and if given the opportunity to work with you guys, I will not disappoint, and I will provide you guys a podcast that will give a lot of fine detail to fans and absolutely boost your guys' ratings. Thank you very much.